we present Sequencing Task-Agnostic Policies, a framework for long horizon motion planning with learned skills. Consider the following problem. We are given a library of independently learned skills, where each skill consists of a learned policy and a parameterized manipulation primitive. When a skill is executed, a continuous parameter is sampled from its policy and fed to its primitive, which sends a series of motor commands to the robot. We are also given a task in the form of a sequence of skills to be executed. In this example, the sequential manipulation task involves picking up the hook from the table and using it to pull the yogurt, which is initially beyond the robot's reach, closer. The challenge is that greedily executing skills in the sequence may fail due to geometric action dependencies. For example, if the robot picks up the hook in a way that prevents it from reaching the yogurt. Succeeding at long horizon tasks requires reasoning over long-term geometric dependencies between skills in the given task plan. Our core idea is to cast the motion planning with learned skills as a maximization problem over the probability of long horizon task success, which we show is equivalent to the product of Q functions for each skill in the task plan. We solve this problem with sampling-based planning to find a trajectory where the Q values of all the skills in the long horizon task are high. Motion planning with STAP requires three key components: skills, their Q functions, and dynamics models that predict future states at which the Q functions will be evaluated. In comparison to prior work, which includes model-based RL and traditional TAMP methods, our work can generalize to arbitrary long horizon tasks, produces plans quickly through the use of learned models, and also promises better scaling to large libraries of skills.
We compare our method to baselines across 3 domains, each with 3 different tasks that constitutes a unique set of skill dependencies deterring long horizon success. In the hook reach domain, our method is able to plan the pick hook skill by grasping the hook at the end of its handle so that it can perform the subsequent pull skill. Greedy execution, on the other hand, picks up the hook in a way that makes pulling infeasible. In the constrained packing domain, our method plans placement locations on the rack for all objects to maximize the place skill's probability of succeeding. Greedy execution results in a configuration of objects that the imperfect place skill doesn't know how to handle. In the rearrangement push domain, the robot needs to pick up the yogurt and place it back on the table in a way that enables pushing it under the rack. Greedy execution ends up placing the yogurt in a location that causes the push skill to fail. We outline the key findings of our paper. First, our method uses the product of Q functions as a planning objective to find trajectories that maximize the probability of success for a given sequence of skills. The performance of STAP thus depends on how well the product of Q functions approximates the probability of success. We compute the ground truth success probability for a given task with an Oracle planner that uses physics simulation instead of learned dynamics models for look-ahead planning. We find that optimizing the product of Q functions using random shooting suffers from the curse of dimensionality, since the planning space is large for a long horizon sequence of skills. Initializing random shooting with policy outputs increases the probability of success. In this way, we can view the skill policies as learned sampling distributions for planning. We can further increase the probability of success to closely resemble the ground truth by using the cross-entry method instead of shooting-based optimization. Since our optimization requires only querying learned models, running STAP is approximately 4 orders of magnitude faster than the Oracle planner, which uses physics simulation and collision checking. We study the success rate of STAP compared to other planning methods on tasks with long horizon geometric dependencies. STAP plans to resolve geometric dependencies between skills, allowing it to outperform greedy, which simply executes the skills one after another. We also compare it to a state-of-the-art learning to plan method, deep afforance foresight, which trains a single model per task that it will be evaluated on, in contrast to STAP, which must generalize to all downstream tasks. STAP performs comparatively to deep afforance foresight on the first 2 domains and outperforms it on the third. Lastly, we find that deep afforance foresight often does not generalize well to tasks that it has not seen during training, even when the task contains similar geometric dependencies. STAP can be extended to task and motion planning problems by using a PDDL task planner to propose candidate skill sequences and invoking STAP to optimize those skill sequences and select the one with the highest probability of success. STAP can resolve geometric dependencies and TAMP problems when the environment states are in distribution for the learned skills and their Q functions. However, out-of-distribution states, such as a flipped cup or an unseen object, makes the product of Q functions objective unreliable and thus decreases planning performance. We therefore propose a variant of STAP which uses uncertainty quantification on the learned Q functions to select skill sequences for which the epistemic uncertainty of our planning objective is low. This allows STAP to contend with out-of-distribution scenarios that may arise when performing task and motion planning. Future work includes scaling STAP to higher dimensional observation spaces, such as images or point clouds, and learning higher fidelity Q functions and dynamics models for gradient-based optimization. There are also many interesting opportunities to interface STAP with current and future foundation models to perform task and motion planning directly from language. We have begun exploring this direction in a work called Text to Motion, which will be presented at ICRA's Pre-Training for Robotics workshop. To summarize, the problem we address is how to handle sequential manipulation tasks that contain geometric dependencies. Prior work trains a set of skills synchronously for specific tasks, which limits scalability and generalization ability. Our core idea is to train skills independently and then plan to maximize long horizon success. The result is a planning framework that can solve arbitrary long horizon tasks. We hope this work spurs research interest at the intersection of skill learning and long horizon planning.